gonna have to, let me let David know that the thing for some reason crashed. If he's still in there, I will get everybody back over here, hopefully. I have no idea why, but I was just streaming and the whole thing crashed. So hopefully people come back over here. Hoping everybody realizes that I started another one. And then we'll get back to our wins. Okay, cool. Sorry, guys. I have no idea what happened. That has never happened before. Maybe it was some kind of malfunction because all of a sudden it's just, snap, and the whole entire thing crashed. So sorry for that, guys, but it'll just be posted as a part 2. So Scott Clark says, not many wins for me, Amanda. I'm simply persevering. Wish I had better news. It's actually crazy to me that somebody can say, man, I'm just persevering. Like, that is excellent, Scott. That's good. That's all we can ask of you, is to be here and to be pushing forward and fighting. That's all we can ask for you. So snaps to you for that. It was the same spirit that slammed my door shut. Man, something weird and creepy is going on here. Something is not right. So it did tell me that we're 107 into our goal. So we have about 10, 15 minutes left. We're not even halfway, guys. Come on. We gotta get there. Okay. Thank you, Emo. Oh God, I broke it. David, if you ever compare me to Kim Kardashian ever again, I will fly to Oregon and I will just have to put you in a saw trap. I will legitimately go out of my way to get an engineering degree so that I can build a saw trap so that I can put you in it. And don't think I won't. NMC Gregor 1990 says, I woke up and didn't wish I was dead. That's always a win in my eyes, especially with all the turmoil and divisions happening across the planet. I mean, you're not the only one feeling it, and that is a huge win. And it actually, believe it or not, is a sign that you're moving in the right direction. If you have felt that frequently in the past, if you wake up and you just are very frequently, oh my God, what am I doing here? Why did I wake up another day? I don't want to do this anymore. Even that one day where you wake up and you feel different is a sign that you're moving in the right direction. And obviously it's the goal to have more days like that. Not every day. Sometimes you're just going to wake up and go, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. But trying to figure out, okay, what was it that made this day different? So big snaps to you. Dana says, I fully believe you. I mean, I can't get to this one, but I do have a John Kramer quote up here on the wall too. I can't turn my camera to that. Richard Lee says, Mike Tyson once said, if you tried and failed, congratulations, you tried. Not many people try. Very, very wise words. And I am feeling really good about Mike Tyson right now because that's my win. Aaron was kind enough to share the video where Mike Tyson punched Mr. Beast, and that was my win for the entire year. Mental Health 37 says, waking up every day when really I shouldn't be. Oh, but you should be. You should be. You should be. You're here. Like I said, that's all we can really ask for you. And the fact that you woke up, I think, means that the universe decided you still have something important to experience today, and that there is a story that's waiting to unfold, that's waiting to be written, that's starting exactly where you are right now. So I think that you woke up because the universe decided you have something important to experience or something important to share. So that is my opinion on waking up. Not too shabby, Emo. I think we lost a bunch of our people. Hopefully they realize what happened. The Chicken Man says, I only relapsed twice this week instead of every day. That makes me really happy that is your experience, but also that you recognize that as a win, because a lot of people would say, oh my gosh, I relapsed, I failed. No, you improved. And that's huge. That's huge that you improved. And recovery isn't linear. It isn't perfect. It's messy. It's hard. It's just really gritty. It's really difficult. And it's not always going to be how they portray it in the movies where, okay, this person decides that they want to get better and then quick cut montage, and all of a sudden a year later they're healed. That's not always how it works. Sometimes it is just steps in the right direction, and it might not be perfect. And I'm happy, so happy that you recognize that and you shared that so other people can see that and think, you know what? I did better than I did yesterday, or I did better than I did last week. And that's really all we can ask of ourselves. Thank you, Anonymous, for that. So I think that is all of the wins. So if anybody else has a win, feel free to share it. Using the super chat super sticker helps us get closer to our goal. Like I said, we're at 107 of our 250 goal. So let's see if we can get there. It is not too late for a win, Team Montgomery. I just did those. So I am open to others. I'm hungry. I always get so hungry at the end of these streams. That's the only thing that that makes this specific time for the streams difficult, is by the end of them, I'm so starving. Well, everybody got quiet again, and now I'm terrified that the stream crashed. Somebody say something. Oh, there we go. Resident Revsecutioner says, my wins are that I've been feeling better, and yesterday I did a lot of work on my front yard, paying for it today. Snaps to you for that. I know that feeling of you really push yourself and you feel really good, and you really knock something out, and the next day your body's going, help me. Yeah. David, you're really testing my dark passenger right now. You are really tempting my dark passenger, my dude. Oh, T. Montgomery says, thanks to a friend, I have the funds to get out of the DV situation I've been stuck in. Oh, that makes me so happy. That makes me so, so happy. Nobody deserves to be stuck in that situation, and it can be so challenging. We've helped some people out of it here in the community. It can be so challenging. Apparently I have hiccups. To figure out how to create your whole life again, because a lot of the times in those situations, they will take everything from you. They will completely destroy your foundation because it makes you reliant on them. But there is always a safe place. There is always a safe path out. If you are in that kind of situation, please feel free to reach out, and we do our best to help individuals in that situation, whether helping find resources or where applicable, if we have the pledges and stuff, helping people get out of the situation financially. David says, someday you should really do Passenger by the Deftones. Duly noted. Yes, snaps for tea. I need to crack my back too. The Rolling Pin reviewer says, day yesterday, I slept till 2. I said no to sharing a beer, then woke up when I felt like sleeping forever. Those are some really good wins. Saying no can be really, really hard. Sometimes I think we just need to recharge. Sometimes we sleep in. We just need to recharge. As long as it's not an ongoing thing, let your body rest. Resident Executioner says, to Montgomery, I'm going through the same thing. I'm rebuilding my life after a long-term relationship that was toxic and abusive. It's so rough. I know firsthand how rough it can be. But there is another side to it, guys. There is another side that is happier than you could possibly imagine. I am there now. And I every single day, I'm not kidding, like Aaron and I at least once a day are, man, I'm glad that I got out of that situation, that I got away from that person. Because it was just so unbelievably toxic, and it was breaking me down, breaking down my esteem, breaking down my self-worth, breaking down my confidence, just everything it could break down. I didn't believe in myself that I had the ability to thrive or to do the things that I want to do. So I'm really happy to be doing that. Oh, okay, Quinn. Love it. Resident Executioner says, with Amanda's help, I'm trying to retrain my thought process. Look, it's not easy. I still have stuck thoughts too. I have those tapes Yes, Aurora. I have those tapes that get stuck in my head. That it's a an ongoing challenge to combat those. You know, I actually have a list. I've gone over this before. I have a list of some of my stuck tapes, some of my thoughts that are just wedged in my brain, and I wrote them down. And this is something that I highly suggest doing if you do have those and you battle those, is to write them down, and then to write down, preferably in a different color, counter thoughts to them. So one of mine was, I look dead without makeup, or thanks to my mom, I didn't feel confident without makeup. So my counter thought, whenever that came up, is you look dead without makeup, you look like a zombie without makeup, you're not worthy without makeup, is, you know, naturally beautiful can be beautiful too. That is a big one that I still struggle with, but I do, I do frequently have to fight some of those thoughts. Or monsters don't live happily ever after. Any Dexter fans in here know that that's where that came from, and I have to tell myself that first and foremost, I'm not a monster. I really have to drive that home, because I still feel like it many days. But even if I am, even monsters deserve to live happily ever after, because they deserve to heal. Like, monsters don't deserve to be that way. They deserve to find healing and stuff too. Or it could be a love monster. I really like that book because it reminds me, you know, that there are different types of monsters, and they still deserve love. Hmm. Spencer says, I'm still thinking Charlie's thing is still a nightmare, but it's not. I mentally broke the hell down. And that's a completely reasonable response to something this tragic, this traumatic. I like I said, I had no emotional investment in him as a creator, as an influencer, but it really shook me too. So I completely understand people that had the parasocial relationship with him, are obviously going to be struggling more. And that's why I made the video, is to talk about it. I don't want to have any debates about him as a persona, but I am here to hold space for anyone that might be feeling traumatized or upset by the situation. I was unfortunate enough to see the actual video, and that is one of those things that is now going to be burned into my brain forever. It was something that really distressed me as well, and to think about the fact that his wife and children were there, that was really what broke me the most. Was I'm thinking, I can't fathom seeing that happen to someone I loved. And then just seeing people make all kinds of nasty comments would make grieving unbelievably difficult. So yeah, Spencer, you're not wrong. That's why I made the video I did, because the comments are disgusting and it really shows the underbelly of the internet. Just know that there are many people that I want to say that in this situation, honestly, I was going through some of the comments and stuff, and yeah, I saw a lot of ugly comments, a lot of nasty comments, a lot of really unhinged comments. But I think that they were the minority. Like, the positive comments of, hey, I might not agree with this guy, but you know, he didn't deserve this. I think those are the comments that are winning out, were of course his supporters. I think that the people that are making the nasty comments are in the minority. And again, let's just remember that these people feel the way they do out of fear. They feared, you know, that he was trying to take their rights, or they feared that he was trying to do something malicious. And I don't believe that to be the case. Again, don't want to get into politics, but I do think that these people are commenting and acting out of fear, and just try to understand that and hold space for their journey, even if you disagree with it, because that's what we're asking for on this side, is saying, hey, even if you disagree with this guy, hold space for his opinions and his journey. And not doing that is what led to the situation in the first place. So just try to understand that those people are hurting in their own way, and that's why they're lashing out in the way that they are. So that helps me put it into perspective, is just understanding that they're hurting too. Emo says, I feel bad for that young lady from Ukraine that was stabbed on the train in Charlotte, North Carolina by a guy that had 14 prior arrests. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's horrible. We really just have to, as we were saying, we have to be the good. We have to counterbalance all this as much as we can. Richard Lee says, don't like the guy, but he shouldn't die. We can't speak without being triggered. Yeah. Yeah. And I feel the same way. Like, I didn't align with his ideals or his beliefs. I didn't know who he was prior, but looking back now, it's like, okay, I didn't agree with what he was saying, but I certainly don't think this was the appropriate response. Okay, so we're at 5:03. We're at 107. I want to at least make our halfway mark. I want to at least get to the halfway mark of that 250, so the 125. Let's see if we can do that before I get off, because I'm hungry. I have to go eat dinner. I'm watching out for the PayPal and Venmo as well, if anybody pledges that way. Okay, still hear Morgan wandering around out there. Hello, Dan. It can be a very crazy world, emo, or one of the reasons that I like to read the good news stories is because I think we see the worst of the worst. Like, we're seeing all the bad things that are being shared in the media and on social media, and we might lose sight of the good. So yes, the world can be crazy. The world can be a dark and cruel place, but it can also be a place of love and light and hope if there are enough of us that are bringing that to the table. They do feed me tea. I am well fed, don't worry. I'm just hungry right now because I haven't eaten since lunch, and it's 5, and I usually will just bite people's faces off. Thank you, one Canadian. I'll usually just bite people's faces off if I don't eat in time. We're so close to at least halfway. I always feel heartbroken if we don't at least hit halfway. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support during the stream and making sure that we're getting there. Dan Best says, I just want to say I really love your videos, especially when you break down music reactions. Thank you. You're very welcome. Talent Next, thank you. Says 117 to 127. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, I can at least eat and not go crazy. So, like I said, we'll at least... I kept getting this sentence on Duolingo. The world is good sometimes. It's true. What language are you learning on Duolingo? I love Duolingo. I have a huge streak on it. I'm kind of obsessed. I'm low-key obsessed with my Duolingo streak, and it's one of my proudest things. Let's see. We're at 2,887 days, and thank you for the reminder that I still need to do my Duolingo today. Le monde est bon quelquefois. Eat a Snickers, it helps me avoid a hungry moment. I am actually vegan, so I can't eat Snickers. Have you ever heard of Family Reunion by Blink-182? No, I have not heard of that song. I've heard of a lot of Blink-182. I love Blink, but I have not heard of that song. Oui, je peux parler français. Mais j'apprends toujours. I'll have to check it out. Bryston likes Blink-182 too. Our song is Miss You by Blink-182, so... are you able to speak a language fluently because of Duolingo? Heard it's only good for supplemental education. Yeah, it's absolutely not going to get you to fluency. I utilize several different things. I kind of have Duolingo to keep my streak, and I would say I'm not native speaking French, but I can get by. I can speak, have conversations with people, understand for the most part. So I feel like I'm fluent enough. I did get an A in my French class too when I had to take that in school. It was funny because I didn't prepare at all, and we were supposed to do our final was a video chat with our professor, and we had to pick a topic and talk to her. And I kept putting it off, and then it ended up being earlier than I thought it was. So I literally just turned on my camera and said, "Yeah, I totally had prepared to talk about." The trip I went to Haiti to speak French and everything. So I just talked to her for 15 minutes about my trip to Haiti and ended up getting a perfect A for the class. I got an A+ for the class. So I would say that Duolingo is really good on most languages to get you like the base so that you know how to form a sentence, you know some vocabulary, so you have a base point that you can start putting together sentences on your own, utilizing that vocabulary, you have something to practice with. But I actually will argue people because a lot of people say that Duolingo is bad because it teaches you funky sentences like l'ours orange est dans le frigo, the orange bear is in the fridge. But I remember that sentence because it's weird. So I now know the sentence structure and of course that vocabulary there, but now I know that sentence structure of how to put together a simple sentence. So I don't see any harm in having it, but it definitely is supplementary. I think that watching things in French, like listening to things in French is the most important, even if you don't understand. I was watching French Dexter from the beginning. And when I first started watching it, I only understood a few words and I will never forget that I kept going, why in the hell are they talking about milk so much? Because they kept saying crème, la crème, la crème. I was like, why are they talking about milk so much? And I realized crème is crime. But because I laughed at that, I will never forget that. So I think that listening is the most important thing, making sure that you're speaking, whether you're talking to yourself, there's a, what is it? I haven't used it in a long time. There's a free speaking app, Hello Talk. There's a free speaking app where you can talk with other people in their target language. So if their target language, say, is English and your target language is French, then you can trade with them for free. That's really helpful. But making sure that you're talking and listening are the two most important things. Duolingo can help you get some kind of foundation, but it definitely won't get you to fluency. I like crime in my coffee. I like crime in my coffee too. Oh my gosh, there's a shirt idea. I'm going to put that. I like crime in my coffee. There's my new shirt idea. Richard Lee says, as an Asian American, being bilingual has its perks. Some Asian women cuss me my language, spoke back to me, and she freaked out and apologized. Oh, one of my happiest French moments was when I was in Haiti, and we were in the little marketplace, and the natives started talking poorly about the whites, and I'm not kidding. They said the whites, les blancs. They were talking badly in French about us as a group, and I just went over and started talking to them in French about their wares. So I didn't call them out, but just the look on his face when he realized I could speak French was priceless, and it made me so happy. So yes. I don't need more heat, Spencer. I'm in Phoenix, so there is plenty enough here. Plenty enough. Oh, so baby is fussing. I am hungry. Thank you guys so much for at least getting me to halfway. If you want to make a pledge at a later time, feel free to do so. I have to add the information to this description, but it should be there by the time you guys are watching back. But I love you guys so much. I'm glad that I decided to come on. I was really questioning because this makes several weeks in a row that I've done a stream. So I was really going, ugh, do I have the energy for this? But I'm glad I showed up. I'm glad we got to hold some space with each other and share our wins, share our struggles. Watch out for the Sean Astin video. I was really excited about that. And I have another short that should be coming up this week as well that I think you guys will like. I'm not sure when my next full-length video will be. Probably not this week, but we'll see. Who knows? I get crazy hairs up my butt. But I love you guys, and I will see you soon. Welcome new members. Thank you for all the pledges, and